Floor is all fabric. You can just give to it. You get squishy. Probably hard to run on, actually.
Nice.
I've got a lot of color of lumina to spend. Do I stay here or go over there? Is there anything over here? Suspicious little ledge. Why did it get so dark there? What's going on with the lighting in this level?
Great.
Oops. On death. I didn't read it in time. I think it might have said projects a shell. Oh wait, that's a flying enemy. Damn it! I blinked.
Let us stain
Meow,
them.
meow, meow, meow. Damn! All of my hits.
Ready to strike.
Won't matter. 11 trillion damage. On death, allies gain shell. Ah. It's so weird that it gets really dark, like right... Keeps almost happening. I keep seeing it start to happen. Oh. Is it when that gets in the way of the light? It's really hard to find the spot. Let's not spend too much time on that. There's some weird lighting going on in this game. In this level in particular, where they just have spots where it's just designed to be dark. Not to be confused with this. This is just an area that's actually dark physically. But where like there's like spots where it's flagged to make the entire screen dark. Like in addition to the normal, natural lighting, there's like an artificial. I know saying artificial sounds funny in the context of a video game, but I mean like, you know, like there's a lighting engine that's making the light interact with the environment. But there's also like more heavy-handed moments where the game is like, no, the game will be dark now, here, because the developers just said to by putting a thing there. And there's some very weird uses of artificial darkness in this level. And I don't know why they're there. It feels like they're left over. It feels like they're misplaced. I mean, it's obvious they're misplaced. But I mean, like, it feels like they'd be misplaced because they were there for some other reason. Except I don't know what the reason would be because the game doesn't... There's no, like, darkness mechanic in this area. So it makes me wonder if they previously had a lightness and darkness thing going on in this level. And then they, like, maybe cut it for time or something like that and didn't keep it in. And then they probably, like, largely stripped it from the zone. Like, maybe you could only continue when you figure out how to light places up. And so there's meant to be, like, an oppressive darkness and maybe get eaten by a grue. Or whatever those things from Gears of War were called. Then I wonder if they like purged it from the zone, but then there's like little hints of it being left over. I have no idea. Pure speculation. Well, that's a giant thing. What's over here? Oh my god. There it did get, it started to get kind of dark, but they also instantly triggered their lights, which is kind of interesting. They have crazy reaction times. This hair is out of control, man. We can't allow this. The number of pop-ups on the right side of the screen is so out of control.
A storm is coming.
God, it'd be kind of interesting to go back and trace through and figure out like what I'm reading and all that. Oh shit, he's already breakable. Your turn's gonna be useless, but if you have AP, then you can use the break. He's apparently gonna get 2 turns in a row? Why does he have 2 turns in a row? What's going on there? That's kind of crazy. Caster mark does more damage on the break thing. Let's do it again.
A storm is coming.
Storm's coming, Annie. I can feel it in my bones. That's just burning in my brain because I saw that movie a lot when I was 9. But I realized mid-sentence, I'm like, I probably have been saying that this playthrough already. Whoa! That's almost a 9999 on an individual shot. Jesus, Verso. That hair is out of control. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. Oh my god, she has so many hairstyles. It scrolls. Now she can have short hair. And now she can have long hair. Uh-huh. Completely in character. I actually don't see what's different with this one. It's... Oh, there's a little braid. No, that's always there. It says half ponytail, sorry. Oh, there it is. If only you could inspect the characters in the dress-up menu. Imagine if you could, like, rotate the characters to see what the cosmetics look like. There's so many hairstyles. I do like the ponytail, actually. Except, you already look like that. Double braid. The French bob. Yeah, isn't the messy bun just Ciel's hair and the ponytail is just her hair? Miles' hair? A double braid versus this. You specifically have Luminas to spend. What's going on there? Did I unequip something? Probably. Healing an ally applies rush for 1 turn. I guess I can see kind of why I starred it, but it doesn't seem especially relevant. I kind of just like Aegis Revival or anything that will like spread shields around. Sorry. Just having some kind of like passive shield economy going on feels like it'd be really helpful. These moments are weird. It barely registers that this area is even supposed to be dark. And then they whip out the light so quickly that you don't even really witness it seeming dark. You don't really have the experience of them it getting dark and then your characters being like, oh, we should whip out our lights. I'm personally just a big fan of being able to turn lights on yourself. I like being able to turn on a light like in a Halo, having a dedicated flashlight button. One of the weirdest things about Halo 1 is that it had a dedicated flashlight button and it just had a bunch of dark zones meant for you to use a flashlight in it. And you just press the white button on the Xbox controller because it had a white button. Back before they came up with a left and right bumper, they had just the triggers and then they had 6 face buttons, the A, B, X, Y, and then white and black. Really weird. And the black button switch grenades and white button turn on your flashlight. And like it does feel better to have control over your flashlight because then you you turn on when you want to, and you don't have the weird dissonance of there being a bunch of moments throughout the game where it does seem dark and people won't turn their flashlight on, and other situations where they seem to turn their light on so preemptively that you don't even really experience the dark that would make you think to turn it on. But they obviously automate it because they don't want to have a button for it, because there's already a bunch of other buttons, although admittedly there's not a lot of buttons used in this game in the open world. But generally speaking, flashlight buttons have been removed from almost every game that isn't like survival horror, because they don't want to have a dedicated button in the limited economy of buttons, because that's a nightmare. So I had Elemental Trick last time. Elemental Genesis sounds really strong, except for the part where you have to have exactly all 4 stains. That does make me feel like I'll never cast the spell. Like, it could be the strongest spell in the game, but it makes me feel like I'll never, ever, ever cast that specific spell. I'm especially less likely to cast that spell because I'm currently using the weapon that generates dark stains, and generating dark stains means I can't get all 4 of these colors because one of them will be a dark stain. You obviously, there's some leeway because you can do light stains, which are wild card, and that helps a little bit. I'm curious about this lightning spell that consumes 2 fire and does continuous lightning over time. But I don't totally know how to spec this character necessarily. It's kind of a stronger version of Thunder Call, but the increased cost also might be a mistake. Critical hits deal double damage. That sounds really dramatic, but I do wonder if it means double damage on top of how crits would normally work, or if they mean double damage as in because crits normally do 1.5 times damage and this makes them do double instead. Because Sword Ballet sounds like it's probably strong. Also like an expensive finisher thing. She has 3 locked abilities up top, and a locked ability that's floating over there. So like, clearly something's going to happen with Mael tied to her past, right? She's going to learn we're going to learn something about her, and then she's going to unlock new abilities. Because we now know that the 3 on the right are the ones you get from your bonds. So that's separate. But she still has the top ones locked. We had a situation where our first 2 characters just had locked skill trees. Payback deals very high single target physical damage, reduced AP for every attack parried since last turn. That does sound neat. Can break. It does feel like a boss fight skill. I do think on some level that if you're parrying, you also don't really need the reduced AP because parrying gives you a bunch of AP, although it means you don't have to be at 0 AP after buying it. Can break. Should maybe work towards that. This is weapons element. Refills all AP. I think I might get Momentum Strike just to get to payback. I like the idea of pumping up people's crit rates, because you are able to make it get shockingly high very quickly. You usually don't have so much power to put some points into crit and then have your character's crit just obviously skyrocket like this, but half my characters have like a half chance of critting. It's like Mega Bonk rules where you're like, you just get to actively make people hyper powerful.
What's that?
Are we there?
The Tisseur. It works for Sirène.
So he creates all of that for her.
We should take it out. It would definitely be an advantage against Sirène.
I should probably just do it. It's probably not even an option not to do it, but last time I had doubts. Oh, it looks like you can go that way, so you can probably just leave.
Useful.
Should I intentionally play through the level without fighting the various things and see if something else happens? Last time I attacked 2 of the things already, and then they're like, oh, I feel bad about this or something. This feels wrong. So maybe here I'll skip past? Maybe if I don't attack any of the bosses that are involved in Sirène, maybe we'll have a different interaction? I don't know if it's that kind of game, though. I can't tell if choices exist. It's kind of a frustrating thing when you can't tell how a game works on that level. It is a little funny that either way, they're probably not very strong. Going by how these have been going, I can probably beat them just fine at full power or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah, I can't tell if they're framed as optional simply because content is frequently optional in games, or because they specifically are meant to be a choice that leads to a different outcome. It's another mini boss chance that you can also skip by, maybe? Each with their own checkpoint right in front of them. That looks crazy. I'll probably come back through and fight them all anyway afterwards. Oh, wow. An energy tint. Last time I was able to go through and check them out again. Well, I wasn't able to fight them again. Man, I don't know. It does also feel weird to be completionist about a level, but then not fight all the things in it. Maybe I should just ask the internet. Recover 25% health when attacking a burning target once per turn. Dang. I've admittedly, and I can't believe I'm saying this, have kind of stepped away from my burning strategy a little bit compared to earlier. Just a funny moment of triggering the lines constantly. Have I been here before? Seems like no, because that thing's here. I feel like I might have a lot of things to check out that I might have just passed by. Okay, I need to figure out where I'm trying to take you, right? Or can you be convinced to go up those stairs? Okay. It's probably this way. Is that a boss fight? It looks like it's just a thing that's kind of in the way. Oh, a merchant. Proud moment for me, honestly. So I just whiff it over and over again.
A bit of violence, yes.
Gotta work through all those.
Chrome is flowing. Elements converge.
Let's carve a path.
Damn, still in one turn, even the guys that are kind of hard to kill by design. Trade, let's trade. Fight merchant. I'm never ready for the fact they have to hold A on that menu.
You're outmatched.
He is probably outmatched. Uh-huh. Oh man, he didn't even make it to the final attack. Okay, trade more. Chantinum. On turn start, if stanceless, switch to offensive stance. Fire skills cost 1 less AP. 1 shield on switching to offensive stance. Shield? So start each battle with a shield too. Fire skills cost 1 less AP. She does have a lot of fire skills. There's also a fire weapon. And you can also have a skill equipped where you use a fire skill on your first turn that is offense based. So you're immediately popping around in stances. Not crazy about this though, otherwise. Other of Lumina, of course. Resplendent. I think we still need these. Double mark. 3 new ones, okay. Wow. Mark requires 1 more hit to be removed. Ooh. I assume it's for whoever applies mark. We'd want to give that to Verso because he applies mark the most, even though he's the one that's peeling off his own marks. Plus 1 AP on base attack. Another one. Very expensive to equip. 50% to powerful damage increase. So the buff makes you even stronger. These are both very strong, and I'm more likely to use them than Chantinum. I'm out of, I can't afford to buy greater powerful. Buy. Job's done. More walk. Ready for walk. Let's see. Is there anything I've equipped on this character that I might want to not keep on? %50 increased counterattack is a lot of damage. Maybe not the highest priority thing, because he's not really built around counterattacks, but everyone has to use them. Kind of. Bonus break damage on burning enemies is kind of niche. And not always applicable. Increased break on counterattack. Decently high chance of burning does add to that a bit. Because he's the one applying burn. We definitely want him to keep defenseless because him applying negatives on people is part of how he does things. He crits more against burning enemies. So he burns people and then he has a bunch of bonuses because he's burning people. So he's very self-sufficient. Base attack gives him powerful, which is part of why after the first base attack, I'm suddenly way stronger on the second half of the turn. 1 AP on base attack, so I can equip another of these. Which would be kind of comical. Increased damage if exhausted, that doesn't come up very much. Base attack applies defenseless for 1 turn? Did I not already found that one? Oh, I was base attack gives me it's powerful, right? How many things? It's empowering attack, right? The base attack gives me powerful, makes them defenseless, and gives me extra AP. It's so many things. A chance to mark. Gain powerful on free aim. That's maybe not relevant when I'm gonna have a guaranteed powerful from my base attack. Like, obviously, getting it slightly sooner on an RNG could help a little bit, but since it's guaranteed, it doesn't necessarily need to be double stacked there. And the shields are nice, but maybe we don't need to build around that. Critical vulnerability. Increased crit chance on defenseless enemies. I want to keep that. So I need to remember to equip that in a minute here. Critical vulnerability. Oops. The remaining ones both cost 15, so there's no difference between the two of them as far as which one I unequip, really. As far as having to put it on separately. 2 AP and applying a status effect. That's part of why I get more AP. So every turn I do 2 attacks, and energizing attack gives me 1 AP for those 2 attacks. And then I get 2 AP for applying a status effect, because I think that's guaranteed. That's 4 of them. I don't know why I get 5 AP. Do I have an AP on turn start? I'm not sure what's going on there. Beneficial contamination. So we want to keep that in mind. Put on double mark. There we go. It almost makes me wish you could have character-specific favorites, because there's like a completely different list of abilities that are useful to equip on him. My survival tactic here is just to not unequip his build anymore, and just have everybody else learn the skills by not having builds on them. I only equip things on him if they're specifically good for his build for me to learn, because I'm trying to not lose track of what's on him, or I'll have to rebuild him from scratch, and that would really suck. I'm not really in a hurry to do that. So that was the 2 main things that I just learned. Two AP on dealing damage to a marked target once per turn. Yeah, because he's marking his own target and hitting it in the same combo half the time. So that's even more AP. God, that's absurd. It's just so absurd. I like the idea of increased free aim damage, but I don't like the idea that it ignores shields, because I want to also be removing the shields for my party members. But the fact that makes them stronger is neat. So it bums me out a little bit. But I don't want to have other characters have to work to remove the shields afterwards. Bonus damage when exhausted is kind of nice. And then bonus damage when alone. Think I'm equipping all the things to learn again? It's a process. Yeah, mark lasting extra turns is just strong. The room was dramatic looking in a way where I thought I was gonna walk into on a boss fight. But the game's kind of always at that level. There's an intensity to everything.
Good stuff.
Oh, I'm back. It does seem like this one's just in the way. I think I'm gonna do a cursory bit of research and then maybe just go back and fight the other boss and then come back here and fight this boss if it seems like it doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm just making stuff up. I'm just like, I'm thinking the game's up to something. I think that's doing something. I'm expecting a subversion or a trick or a mechanic. But I think it really is simply that, like, if you don't fight them all, then they make the boss somewhat tougher. But then you also miss out, I think, on the rewards for fighting them or whatever. But I don't think they're doing anything. You just do fight them. They put such a strange level of, like, emphasis on the choice. It feels weird. The Neverrun does not seem hostile. It sows tirelessly, engrossed in its work. Attack anyway?
Not impressed.
Oh.
Time to bleed.
Curse is a stat effect that kills the character at the end of its duration. Oh. How long is it? What's its duration? I don't see a number. That's the end of the countdown. Where's the countdown? Oh, that's an 8, isn't it? That's a long time. We'll see if this fight's long or short, I guess. Oh, he's not very strong. Seven AP instead of 5, yeah. He's already S rank in 1 turn. He's even more comically strong now. It's happened. I missed. No. Oop. Ow. Do you bleed? You will. Anti-charm, immune to charm. Tissenum. A specific weapon from this boss.
No other expedition managed that.
No other expedition had a Lumina converter.
Yet this victory feels hollow.
Why is that? What are they doing there? I just tried looking into it, and now I don't know what's going on here, where it's like... See, this is... Those lines... CL had a similar line last time, and it makes me second guess everything. It makes me want to tell if the game's doing something or not. Maybe narratively in the long term, we're gonna regret fighting Neverons or something. I don't get what they're going for. Because there's been a lack of follow-up on why they say those lines, and I can't ask them what they're talking about. Specifically, they haven't been acting that way about anything else. We're fighting all sorts of random monsters all the time. But randomly here, they give this sort of emphasis on how optional a particular boss or two is on the way to these 2 axons. And then one of your characters is like, dang, I'm morose now. And you're like, what? Okay, can we interrogate that? What are you talking about? And then I don't get any follow-up. What am I supposed to do with that? Big snaky.
Bring it on.
Oh, charm. And I was just thinking like, oh, I'm immune to charm. That never comes up. Who cares? Fool that I was. Oh, that's how you uncharm them. They're kind of having an emphasis on that specific kind of approach, aren't they? Monsters that give you a status effect, but then a glowing weak spot is hittable that makes it possible to remove the status effect.
Feeling better.
I feel like I just like this skill because it gives her stains to spend, basically. Ow. I was watching the tail, waiting for it to whip it into me. And then it did not. Jesus. My boy is so strong. Random stars only cost 5, so I can do 2 shots. Oh my god, I got more AP. I just got more AP from those shots. I just shot again and I went up to 8 instead of... I'm supposed to go from 7 to 6 instead I went back up to 8. I'm sitting here trying to just get down to 5 so I can spend my skill without having leftover AP. But I genuinely can't, because he generates so much AP from his RNG that he could just spam. What a nonsense character. I didn't even get to see numbers. That's an interesting variant. Why'd it come from that boss of all places? That's a solid outfit. I don't have much sense that she has a connection to this place, so I don't know why she would be dressing that way. Like, vaguely Indian. So I don't know if I have a reason to, like, commit to it in the long term. I wonder if it, like, is legible to people why I'm weird about these levels, or if it's just in my head and no one else knows what I'm talking about. I'm just like, it feels like the game's, like, flagging things. Like, there's signals that this and that thing means something, and then I try to interrogate that, and then it seems to not mean anything. Whoa. Like, it feels almost like it's almost doing a thing like when Undertale's trying to communicate to you that you don't need to kill things. With Toriel, who's named as such because she's the tutorial for the concept of not killing people. I'm gonna grab that now before I forget about it.
Nice.
Luke, Expedition 67. We're out of explosives, but we've made enough holes in this place to reach that giant woman in the center. But something weird's going on. Everyone's been swept up in strange emotions. It both feels like us, but also not like us. Marguerite reckons we're feeling the overflow from that giant woman's feelings. Empathic distress, I think she called it. Like her mind is flooding the area with her thoughts and feelings. Maybe we'll just stay here and enjoy the melody.
So easily it is to come. I was gonna say, I wonder if that's gonna be a mechanic going forward in this zone, and yeah, probably. Because it'll probably be charm. Or I might want to equip it on somebody. Also, I just realized I was putting stuff on Mael and she's not in the party. Whoops. Anti-charm. Let's steal Mael's skills a little bit. Swap. There we go. In that moment, I kind of forgot who was who.
We're finally there.
She's waiting at the end of this tunnel.
Then we should prepare before we head there. She's even grander than I thought.
Yune, you're okay, right?
I swear I've seen this dance before.
So are you gonna actually be a giant this time, or are you gonna be a fake out, with, like the other one was? Is there a puppet master? Oh. Oh, frame rate. Don't crash. Oh my god! Okay. I'm not really gonna be lulling us in for the trick anymore. They both do this thing where there's like a smaller one that we fight. Okay. Oh, I didn't generate anything.
Let's carve a path.
God, I'm shredding them though. Their dance is becoming frantic. God.
Feeling better. Elements converge.
Bring it on.
The grand ballet begins. Is this going to be a big rhythm QTE? Is it coming? Oh boy.
Feeling better.
Okay. I did not know what I was looking at first.
Let's keep going.
Oop, bad news for you. Alright, rude. Trying to get back down to 5 to then do the Phantom Stars. Unnecessary break. Oh, that's the whole fight. That's not at phase 2? Huh. Oh, you can see my attack still, I think. These almost look like pre-rendered cutscenes, so it's wild seeing my attack still be there.
You again. Why?
Well,
What did you see this time?
I don't know. Oh, a woman. It was... Why do I keep seeing things? Who are you?
Barrier breaker required. You can now face the Paintress at the monolith. Oh. Well, that sounds final. Oh, it's also a weapon. Barrier breaker. Nice straightforward name so you don't mix it up trying to figure out which one it is. Steel shields removed by hitting enemies. Oops. Hit the bumper. So if somebody has a shield and you break it, it becomes your shield. That's neat. Switch to Virtuoso stance by breaking any shield. Hitting a marked enemy breaks all of its shields. So if you mark somebody, then hit them, all of their shields transfer to you in one go, I assume? And put you in Virtuoso stance to do big damage? That does sound kind of neat. It just really depends on whether or not the enemy has a shield or not. Otherwise, right now, just the counterattack based thing is a decent approach otherwise, I think. Maybe I just beat the boss too quickly, but it definitely felt like that was going to be a fight that was themed around charm. And instead it was like, I summon a bunch of things that'll attack you in one go. And I'm like, huh. This is a flurry of blows, but it's not really a charm move. Huh.